We all know Jack Black as Hollywood's chaotic, unpredictable entertainer, but his real-life romantic history hides a surprisingly intense and heartbreaking secret. For decades, Black maintained a carefully curated public life, but he has finally shattered his own silence to name the single woman who defined his entire view of love. It's a jaw-dropping confession that completely redefines how we see the star. Who is the only woman Jack Black ever truly loved, and what did he finally reveal about their hidden relationship? Join us as we uncover the stunning details of his private confession, from UCLA dropout to Bob Roberts seizing the foot in the door. When you're one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, women come and go, and the same is kind of true for Jack Black. Although he has been happily married since 2006 and takes any given opportunity to show just how much he adores his wife, there is one woman from his past who had a completely different effect on him. The impact this woman had was so powerful that it quietly shaped his entire world, leaving a mark that Jack still carries with him to this day. So who exactly is this incredible woman who held such a massive piece of his heart? Keep watching to find out, because the answer lies deep within the very beginning of his story. Long before he was rocking out on the big screen, Thomas Jacob Black entered the world on August 28, 1969, right in the sunny coastal hub of Santa Monica, California. Born to two brilliant satellite engineers, Thomas William Black and Judith Love Cohen, young Jack was raised in the laid-back beach town of Hermosa Beach. Growing up, his household wasn't just ordinary. It was filled with high-flying science and massive brains. In fact, his mother Judith wasn't just any engineer. She was a literal rocket scientist who worked on everything from the Apollo lunar module to the Hubble Space Telescope. Through his mother's side, Jack grew up with three older half-siblings, Neil, Howard, and Rachel. He was raised in a proud Jewish household, soaking up his mother's heritage, attending Hebrew school, and eventually celebrating his bar mitzvah. And while his family gave him the traditional Irish name Thomas, they quickly ditched it for a much catchier nickname, calling him Jack instead. But life took a sharp turn when Jack was just 10 years old. His parents decided to divorce, a major shift that led to his father moving away from their shared traditions. Jack ended up moving to Culver City with his dad, though he still made sure to frequently visit his mother's bustling home. Navigating the emotional waves of a broken home wasn't easy, and Jack began to struggle in the traditional school system. Looking for a fix, his parents enrolled him at the Poseidon School, a unique private academy designed to help kids who were falling through the cracks. Fortunately, a transfer to the Crossroads School changed everything. It was there that Jack finally found his true calling, absolutely excelling in the drama department, and realizing that the stage was where he belonged. That passion carried him all the way to UCLA, but the call of showbiz was simply too loud to ignore. During his second year, Jack made the ultimate gamble and dropped out of college to pursue acting full-time. That risky bet paid off sooner than anyone expected. A fellow UCLA student named Tim Robbins recognized Jack's raw, chaotic talent and cast him in the political satire Bob Roberts. That crucial foot in the door led to a steady stream of gigs, including a hilarious recurring spot on HBO's cult favorite sketch comedy series Mr. Show in the mid-90s. Jack Black was officially on his way to stardom, but as the bright lights of Hollywood began to surround him, the lingering influence of that one special woman from his early years was about to take center stage. High Fidelity High, stealing the show and finding the leading man, Spark. Believe it or not, before he was a household name, Jack's very first taste of the limelight came at just 13 years old, when he landed a commercial for the classic video game Pitfall in 1982. That tiny spark ignited a roaring fire, leading him to join the Actors Gang in 1987, a wild theater troupe filled with creative minds who pushed his talent to the limit. From there, the young actor began grinding through the Hollywood ranks, snatching up quick, memorable roles on hit TV shows like Life Goes On, Northern Exposure, and The X-Files. He even filmed a totally bizarre, unaired TV pilot, directed by Ben Stiller, called Heat, Vision, and Jack, where he played an ex-astronaut alongside Owen Wilson, who was voicing a motorcycle. It was exactly the kind of beautifully chaotic energy Jack was born for, and it was only a matter of time before the big screen came knocking. As the 90s rolled in, Jack started popping up everywhere, landing small but unforgettable roles in massive movies like Demolition Man, Waterworld, and The Cable Guy. He even filmed a scene for the cult classic True Romance, though it sadly ended up on the cutting room floor. But Jack didn't let that slow him down, because the turn of the millennium was about to bring the ultimate game changer. In the year 2000, he blew the doors off the hinges with his breakout performance in High Fidelity, playing a wildly energetic record store employee who completely stole the show from John Cusack. This was the exact moment Hollywood realized Jack Black wasn't just a background actor, he was a leading man. Suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of his infectious charm, leading to a string of major starring roles in comedies like Saving Silverman, Shallow Hal, and Orange County. But it was his iconic turn in 2003's School of Rock that truly cemented his legendary status, earning him massive critical praise and a well-deserved Golden Globe nomination. Jack was officially on top of the world, even dropping by a celebrity edition of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire to win a cool $125,000 for charity. He was proving he could do it all, transitioning effortlessly from live-action laughs to lending his distinct, expressive voice to major animated blockbusters like Ice Age and Shark Tale. Yet, just when people thought they had him figured out as purely a comedic force, Jack completely flipped the script. In 2005, he tackled a rare dramatic role as the obsessed filmmaker Carl Denham in Peter Jackson's epic remake of King Kong, channeling the legendary Orson Welles to show the world his true artistic depth. But out of all the incredible characters he brought to life during this golden era, nothing compared to a certain lovable, martial arts-loving bear. In 2008, Jack voiced the title role in Kung Fu Panda, a massive smash hit that would launch a historic multi-film franchise. To this day, Jack calls it his absolute favorite role, fondly remembering how he learned from the best while being mentored by his legendary co-star Dustin Hoffman. By the end of the 2000s, Jack was an absolute unstoppable force, winning awards for voicing characters in video games like Brutal Legend, popping up in a hilarious post-Super Bowl episode of The Office, and starring in the historical comedy Year One. He even brought his signature joy to kids everywhere with a heartwarming appearance on Yo Gabba Gabba, and later gave fans a hilarious treat by voicing Darth Vader in the viral bad lip-reading YouTube parodies. He had conquered movies, television, and music, proving that he could master absolutely any role thrown his way. Yet, even with the entire world cheering his name, that one unforgettable presence from his past remained the true anchor behind his meteoric rise. The evolution of a leading man, balancing chaotic charm with lasting connections. While Jack's professional life was reaching unbelievable heights, his personal life was quietly transforming behind the scenes, leading him directly into the arms of the women who would deeply impact his journey. Before his historic walk down the aisle with Tanya, Jack found himself completely drawn to a brilliant, fiercely independent force in Hollywood who shared his exact chaotic passion for comedy. This remarkable woman was none other than Laura Keitlinger, a prolific writer, actress, and stand-up comedian. Just like Jack, Laura was constantly praised for her electric stage presence and her fearless ability to tackle controversial topics in her acts, making them an absolute match made in creative heaven. Behind the laughter, Laura was a true powerhouse, writing for massive television hits like Two Broke Girls, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Saturday Night Live, while also popping up in movies like Daddy Day Care. She even poured her heart onto the page, penning the best-selling book Quick Shots of False Hope, which hilariously detailed the many rejections she faced in both life and showbiz. It was this shared understanding of the brutal Hollywood grind that brought them together when they first crossed paths on the set of Jack's television show, Tenacious D. Though fans and the media knew the two were a hilarious item, Jack and Laura chose to keep the vast majority of their courtship fiercely private. They only blessed the public with a few rare, unforgettable appearances together, most notably walking the red carpet at the 76th Annual Academy Awards and shining bright at the School of Rock premiere. Their deep connection eventually reached a beautiful peak when they got engaged. The romance wasn't meant to last forever. The couple eventually reached a heartbreaking breaking point and split, paving the way for Jack to later reunite with his eventual wife, Tanya Hayden. But Laura wasn't the only sharp-witted comedian to cross Jack's romantic path during his rise to fame, as he also shared a famously short-lived romance with the one and only Kathy Griffin. Though their time together was incredibly brief, it was highly publicized, with pictures of the vibrant duo splashed across magazines and early social media. Kathy, who has never been afraid to tell the absolute, unfiltered truth, later recounted a hilarious glimpse into their romance in her best-selling book, Official Book Club Selection. In one of the book's most memorable passages, Kathy fondly remembered a wildly funny, messy incident after spending the night at Jack's bachelor pad. Getting out of the shower the next morning, she realized she couldn't find a single thing to dry herself off with and yelled out to ask where the towels were. In true, unfiltered Jack Black fashion, he casually replied that he only owned one single towel, which doubled as his bath mat, on the floor. It was a perfectly chaotic moment that perfectly captured the wild, unpolished charm of the man the world was falling in love with. Jamming with Legends, Jack's solo music journey. But as much as Jack completely dominated the acting world, his true, unapologetic passion was always blasting through a guitar amplifier. Alongside his longtime partner in crime, Kyle Gass, Jack formed the legendary comedy rock duo Tenacious D, a band that proved rock and roll could be equal parts face-melting and absolutely hilarious. Together, they unleashed 5 studio albums onto the world, starting with their explosive self-titled debut and rocking all the way through The Pick of Destiny, Rise of the Phoenix, and the wild ride of Post-Apocalypto. Their heavy-hitting anthems became so iconic that massive video game franchises like Guitar Hero and Rock Band snatched up tracks like The Metal, Rock Your Socks, and the earth-shattering Master Exploder, just so fans could shred along at home. The band's wild universe eventually got so big that it busted right out of the recording studio and onto the silver screen with their very own feature film, Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny. Directed by their longtime collaborator Liam Lynch, the movie was an absolute love letter to their fans, bringing back beloved, quirky characters like Lee the Superfan and the mythical Sasquatch. It was a chaotic masterpiece that drew in some of the biggest names in the business, with Tim Robbins making a hilarious cameo, Ben Stiller rocking out as a Guitar Center employee, and Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl literally putting on horns to play Satan himself. Yet, even as they rode this incredible wave of rock star success, a shocking moment on a faraway stage would one day threaten to bring their entire musical empire crashing down. Long before that storm rolled in, the D was all about spreading the joy of music, even rocking the stage at Blizzard Entertainment's massive BlizzCon event in 2010. Jack's immense musical talent kept spilling over into other projects too, leading him to team up with a star-studded lineup to record Book People Unite for the Library of Congress to help promote reading. But it was in the summer of 2024 that the band hit a sudden historic roadblock during a live performance at the ICC Sydney Theatre in Australia. It was Kyle Gass's birthday, and as a beautiful cake was brought out on stage, Jack happily encouraged his best friend to make a big wish. Kyle took the microphone and blurted out, "Don't miss Trump next time," a raw and immediate reference to the shocking attempted assassination of Donald Trump that had happened just one day prior. The blowback was instant, fierce, and entirely unexpected. Just 2 days later, a stunned Jack Black took to social media to tell the world he was completely blindsided by the comment, firmly stating that he does not condone hate speech or political violence in any form. In a heartbreaking move for fans across the globe, the rest of the world tour was immediately canceled, and Jack announced that all of their future creative plans were being put on complete hold. Even though Kyle quickly posted a deep apology, calling the comment a terrible mistake, he quietly deleted the post later that week, leaving the future of the beloved duo hanging in a devastating limbo. But you can't talk about Jack's musical journey without looking at the incredible footprints he left all over the rock community as a solo powerhouse. Over the years, he lent his iconic vocals to the punk rock band. The Vandals, on their track 14, teamed up again with Dave Grohl for the hidden track I Am the Warlock and sang on Liam Lynch's track Rock and Roll Whore. He brought down the house with a soulful cover of Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On at the end of High Fidelity, and even added rhythmic stomps and claps to the Queens of the Stone Age hit Burn the Witch. From singing with the Eagles of death metal to rocking out with the Lonely Island on Saxman, Jack proved time and time again that his musical genius knew absolutely no boundaries. His legendary status even allowed him to record a stunning duet with the iconic Meatloaf on the song Like a Rose, a beautifully poetic moment considering Meatloaf had previously played Jack's overbearing father in the Pick of Destiny movie. Pop culture fans also grew used to seeing Jack's expressive face popping up in the music videos of the world's biggest artists, from Beck and the Foo Fighters to Weezer, Weird Al Yankovic, and Die Antwoord. He even dove into the animated metal world of Death Clock, voicing both a band manager and a blogger on their soundtrack album. And all that hard work beautifully culminated at the 57th Grammy Awards, where Tenacious D took home the trophy for Best Metal Performance for their incredible cover of Dio's The Last in Line. Fast forward to 2025, and Jack was still out there shattering world records in the most unexpected ways possible. After starring in the highly anticipated A Minecraft movie, his catchy track Steve's Lava Chicken absolutely blew up, officially becoming the shortest song in music history to ever land a spot on the prestigious Billboard Hot 100 chart at a mere 34 seconds long. He officially dethroned hip-hop star Kid Cudi, whose track Beautiful Trip held the previous record at 37 seconds. And Jack's powerful voice isn't slowing down anytime soon. He is already locked in to perform at the massive Power to the People Festival at the Merriweather Post Pavilion in Maryland. Put together by rock icon Tom Morello, this heavy-hitting festival will see Jack sharing the stage with legends like Bruce Springsteen and the Foo Fighters, using the power of music to speak out in response to Donald Trump. When he wasn't rocking stages or melting faces on camera, Jack was busy building an empire behind the scenes, launching his very own production company called Electric Dynamite Productions. The company hit the ground running with a hilarious 2009 mockumentary called Branson, before moving on to produce unique television films like My Life as an Experiment and Shred. They kept the momentum going by bringing the cult favorite series Ghost Girls to life and snatching up the rights to adapt the hit UK mockumentary Wizard's Way. Jack even used his company to back his own starring vehicles, producing the critically acclaimed comedy dramas The D-Train and The Polka King, showing the world that he had a brilliant eye for storytelling from both sides of the camera. But perhaps the most heartwarming chapter of his modern journey started in late 2018, when Jack decided to conquer the digital world by launching his own YouTube channel, Jablinski Games. The internet absolutely exploded, with over 1 million subscribers rushing to hit the follow button within the very first week. While fans expected high-energy gaming videos, what they actually got was something much sweeter. A collection of wonderfully candid, hilarious vlogs featuring Jack and his two sons. Jack openly revealed that he started the entire project as a beautiful way to bond with his boy, who stepped up as the primary videographer and editor for the channel. Jack quickly used his massive new platform to spread some serious good in the world, teaming up with gaming king PewDiePie for a massive Minecraft livestream that raised over $30,000 for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. By the summer of 2025, Jablinski Games had ballooned into an absolute juggernaut with over 5 million subscribers and a staggering 239 million views. And even though the channel went completely dark for a long stretch after dropping the music video for Tenacious D's Video Games, Jack gave his millions of fans the ultimate surprise in May of 2026. Breaking a 3-year silence, he dropped a highly anticipated video titled Racing Kevin Hart for Pink Slips, Tanya, proving that no matter how much time passes, Jack Black will always find a way to come back, reinvent himself, and keep the world completely entertained. The mystery unveiled, Jack Black finally reveals the love of his life. While Jack Black spent decades navigating the crazy highs and lows of Hollywood stardom, his chaotic energy completely melted away whenever he looked toward the true anchor of his world. In February of 2026, the internet did a collective double-take when the beloved actor hopped onto Instagram to share a beautifully rare tribute celebrating an incredible 20 years of togetherness with his wife. For a massive portion of his fan base, this milestone was a total shock, as Jack had kept his domestic life so beautifully shielded from the blinding paparazzi lights that many didn't even realize he had been off the market for 2 whole decades. But the brilliant woman behind those 20 years of pure happiness is someone who quite literally redefined Jack's entire universe, standing proud as the person he openly considers the absolute love of his life. That incredible woman is Tanya Hayden, a remarkably gifted cellist, vocalist, and fine artist who managed to capture Jack's heart long before the rest of the world even knew his name. Their beautifully cinematic love story actually stretches all the way back to their teenage years, rooted in the hallways of the Crossroads High School in Santa Monica, California. Back then, long before he became a household name, Jack was a remarkably shy and reserved kid who couldn't find the courage to actually speak to the girl who had completely caught his eye. Instead of making a bold move, he chose to simply admire her immense talent and beauty from afar, letting the opportunity slip away as they graduated and went their separate ways into the world. It would take many years and completely different life paths before fate finally decided to give them a second chance. The magical reunion didn't happen at a glitzy Hollywood premiere or a high-profile industry event, but rather at a casual surprise birthday party for a mutual friend. In a beautiful twist of fate, it was actually Tanya who took the leap and made the very first move, walking right up to Jack and suggesting that they should grab dinner sometime before offering him her phone number. For Jack, that exact moment felt as though the heavens had parted above his head, delivering the exact dream scenario he had been silently wishing for since his high school days. The spark between them ignited instantly, and their romance moved at a lightning-fast pace that surprised everyone. In less than a year, the deeply infatuated couple decided to skip the traditional Hollywood spectacle altogether, packing their bags and eloping in a breathtakingly private ceremony in the scenic cliffs of Big Sur, California, in March of 2006. Interestingly enough, walking down the aisle wasn't always a certainty for Jack, as he had spent most of his life feeling incredibly skeptical about the legal contract of marriage. However, the moment Tanya became pregnant with their very first child, a profound shift took place in Jack's heart, leading him to eagerly get down on one bended knee to ask for her hand in marriage, earning a joyful laugh and an immediate yes. Their beautiful family grew rapidly, welcoming their first son, Samuel Jason Black, in the summer of 2006. Followed by their second son, Thomas David Black, just 2 years later in 2008. While Jack became world famous for his over-the-top, loud comedic personas on screen, he made a conscious choice to keep his wife and children firmly out of the chaotic Hollywood spotlight. This fierce protection of their privacy is exactly why so many fans were left completely stunned by his recent anniversary tribute, realizing just how deeply stable and devoted his home life had been all along. But Tanya is far from just a supportive partner standing in the shadows of a movie star. She has built a phenomenal, highly respected career in music and fine art that stands entirely on its own merit. As a master cellist and vocalist, she has lent her incredible talents to prominent Los Angeles indie rock bands like the Silver Sun Pickups. Music quite literally runs through her veins, as she is the daughter of the legendary jazz bassist Charlie Hayden. The family's profound musical bond was so strong that they all teamed up for a beautiful collaborative album in 2008, blending their distinct talents alongside Jack himself. Tanya also happens to be a triplet, and alongside her equally talented musical sisters, Petra and Rachel, she formed the popular indie rock band That Dog in the 1990s, before later performing together as the Hayden Sisters. The trio shared an almost telepathic connection when it came to creating music, effortlessly tossing intricate vocal harmonies back and forth and switching musical parts completely on instinct without ever needing to overthink the process. The deeply bonded couple even shared some unexpected creative connections on the big screen, with Tanya joining Jack's cinematic world by voicing the character of Smitten Bunny in his massive animated blockbuster franchise. Over the years, the two have occasionally delighted their fans by teaming up for hilarious and heartwarming creative projects, including a wonderfully humorous video cover of a famous Academy Award-winning ballad on Jack's personal YouTube channel, The experience was so incredibly joyful that Jack has openly expressed a deep desire to collaborate with his talented wife again in the future. To truly understand why Tanya holds such an irreplaceable place in Jack's heart, you have to look back at the deep emotional scars left behind by his parents' painful divorce during his childhood. That early family breakdown had a devastating impact on young Jack, driving him toward teenage substance abuse and leaving him with a massive, deep-seated aversion to the entire concept of marriage. For decades, he genuinely believed that long-term commitment simply wasn't in the cards for him because he was absolutely terrified of repeating his parents' mistakes and ending up in a painful divorce. This fear led him through decades of brief, empty flings where he found himself immediately looking for the nearest exit the moment the initial excitement faded away. But everything completely flipped the moment Tanya walked back into his life. With her, Jack experienced a profound sense of peace and security that he had never felt with anyone else, completely erasing his old urge to run away. While previous relationships often left him feeling deeply isolated and lonely, even when someone was sitting right next to him, Tanya provided a beautiful sense of true partnership and shared experience. She became the ultimate antidote to his loneliness, making him feel completely grounded and connected to the universe. By stepping into his world, Tanya managed to heal his oldest emotional wounds, turning a self-proclaimed skeptic into a true romantic and officially becoming the single greatest love of his life. What Jack Black movie is your favorite to this very day?